You like that one, Rob?
I did. I wasn't expecting it.
Welcome back to the Cream Spot. I'm the Cream Machine, a.k.a. the delicious Nickalicious.
I'm the racist guy in the background, Rob.
That's not nice to say about yourself, man.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
Man, that's been burning me up all week.
So much to the point he sent me a Snapchat of him sucking a black guy's dick. He said, "Look, I don't even mind. It's not bad. It's not bad."
And if you didn't hear last week's episode, the reason I said that is because someone left us a review saying that I have a racist voice.
We're the most loving two individuals in the entire world. We get in where we fit in, you know? That's what I'm saying.
Hey, if you're stupid enough to listen to us, I like you.
Absolutely. And we would like to thank you for joining us for this late release again this week. I don't know what's going on in our lives. We got a lot going on in our lives.
It's crazy.
Right now.
Yeah.
Rob and I broke up 3 times this week. We found ourselves. We've come back. You know what they say?
Yeah, found Jesus.
If you love it, set it free. If it comes back, it's meant to be.
Beautiful.
That sounds like middle school advice from
really does.
Your first girlfriend.
Yeah.
Speaking of first girlfriends, some of you may have watched the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on in my heart right there because Shakira and I went through a really nasty breakup when I was 16 going on 17.
Yeah, she's a babe.
And I said, you got to get out of here. You're just a nasty dancing skank. I got no time for any of this. You got to get out of here. And it just made me, today I was driving and I about had a fucking mental breakdown. I am so fucking sick and tired of hearing everybody's goddamn opinions.
Oh my God, dude,
I don't
too.
give a flying fuck what you think about anything.
Yep.
Okay? It sickens me to the point that I have to listen to. I don't want to delete my Facebook because I like posting pictures of my food and my kids.
I literally don't post anything, but every time I've deleted 2 people this past week just because they've been saying, like, my kids have blah, blah, blah. Well, first off, if you're offended by that, don't take your fucking kids to the beach anytime soon either.
Yeah.
Don't take them to a public pool. There's people wearing less than that walking down the fucking street.
I don't care about any of it.
I
just don't care, you know?
Don't be salty that your ass don't look like that when you're fucking 50. That's all it is.
And that's one other thing. It's always been like, oh, J-Lo's butt. And I like Alex Rodriguez more than I like J-Lo, honestly.
I've always been, or never really was a fan of J-Lo ever since I heard she's a cunt in real life.
Yeah, I buy it. I believe it.
Yeah.
I did like, who was my, Gwen Stefani. She was my crush going, but not much beyond that. I don't lust over Hollywood stars very much.
That's all I do.
Because it's like, you just, just be happy with what you got. And that's never going to happen.
No.
You're never going to, and even if it does and you try, you're going to get fucking arrested and beat with a billy club.
Worth it.
Maybe. I don't know. So just, I don't fucking care what you think.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, I mean, I care what you think, but as far as people.
Well, we're usually on the same, ball team.
You and I bounce back and forth all week long about stuff, but we haven't really talked about this very much.
No, not at all.
I think it's so fucking stupid, man.
Yeah, I'm just sick of everybody crying. Everybody's always uproaring about something.
All those moms that are upset about what they're doing, they have sons that beat off to anime. And that's the real travesty in all this. If you masturbate to anime, I don't want you to skip the puffy nipples. If you beat off to anime, I don't want you listening to this show. I think you're nasty. I think you're inconsiderate.
Unless it's cartoons of me and Nick.
Yeah, then that's pretty cool. If you draw them yourselves. When I used to work at the prison, there was this child molester that he pissed me off, and I went to go trash a cell.
Uh-huh.
And that's what you did when someone upset you in the prison. That
was the best.
You would have them get out of their cell, and you would tear through that motherfucker. You would just destroy it. I remember one time I pissed in some guy's pillowcase. I was so upset. And he really upset me.
Oh, yeah. That happened.
And there was a child molester, and he upset me. He was doing something stupid, and I took... Sorry, my phone's ringing. I went into a cell to toss it, and I found that he had been drawing his own child pornography. In his cell, he had a bunch of drawings of little kids, engaging in sexual acts with one another.
I'm guessing he's the only person in his cell?
I don't... Yeah, actually he was.
Okay.
It was an honor dorm, so he's kind of in there for good behavior and stuff like that. And I brought him back in there, and I picked up his locker box. They have these big, like, 3.5 foot long 2-foot wide, these huge metal locker, probably weighed about 40 or 50 pounds. And I picked it up and I fucking crushed his TV with it, just right in front of him. And this dude just put his head down. And those TVs are expensive in the commissary.
Hell yeah.
They were flat.
Yeah.
They were flat screens. They just kind of upgraded at that point. And then they got a flat screen TV. And I picked this locker box up, dude, and I smashed that fucking television like it was the last thing on earth that I was ever going to do. And he said, all the guy said was, probably not going to get that back, am I? No, you're not going to get that one back, fella.
Yeah, and that kid's not going to get his fucking childhood back either.
And you would want to know if you had something like that happen to one of your loved ones, that there were people like me in the prison system. Because I was a motherfucker, okay? I really enjoyed just doing horrible things to all of them. Not just the child molesters, but the murderers and stuff. I mean, everyone got a fair shtick when it came to just delicious Nickalicious.
Giving everybody their fair shake.
It didn't matter. But I would treat them like humans if they would treat me like a human. But
yeah,
the ones that would show their ass, I would come inside of them. Every inch, the only inch of me going just up inside of them, you know? And
all whole inch of you.
And there's one famous school shooter, T.J. Lane. We can do an episode about him. He was from Chardon Falls, Ohio. There's a lot of people that I think that have said like they know who he was, they went to school with him, that listen to the show. If you do know that guy, T.J. Lane, just know that bad stuff happened to that guy whenever we met for the first time. And our conversation started with, "Cocks and socks, motherfucker, take your clothes off." That's what I said to this dude. He was like, "What?" It's like, "Get naked, bitch." I didn't rape him. That's what you guys are asking.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. Well, let's enough of that. Let's hop to our Patreon subscribers real quick.
Sure.
First off, I'm going to take the difficult one. Jay. Thank you, Jay, for your Patreon subscription.
And next we got good old cousin Moose Knuckle.
Well, that one really took off on us this week. There's a lot of people
yeah, man.
for my dad made my mom listen to it.
Yeah.
And she said she liked that episode. She said it wasn't as bad as the other ones.
Really?
And she said that story had her in tears, cutting up pretty good. And she said she
knows who you're talking about. She knows old Moose Knuckle.
She said, "Oh, I know all about that pork knuckle. Look at your dad's pork knuckle right there. Look at your daddy's big old pork knuckle." No. Robert Farrington, thank you so much for your Patreon. Sorry, this font is really small. Robert Farrington, thank you for your Patreon pledge.
Nathan Peterson, emphasis on the Peter. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Peterson. Lily Roseberry, not to be confused with Lily Dingleberry. Lily, we are so appreciative of your Patreon pledge. Thank you so much.
Jacob Cross, thank you very much, Jacob.
Jacob. And I didn't really know what to do after this, so we're going to send it to Pastor David Manning. Pastor David Manning, how are you doing, sir?
God's going to put a cancer in the butthole. God's going to put a cancer
I wanted to come back to this
in the butthole of every sodomite. Every sodomite's butthole will get cancer in the butthole. It'll burn and burn and burn. They won't be able to sit down because of the burning in their butthole. He can't sit down. He's got a burning in his butthole. He's got a fire. He's got a flame coming out of his butthole.
Religious people are so obsessed with buttholes.
Coming out of your butthole.
It really is.
You're going to have a flame coming out of your butthole. If you thought that AIDS was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet until you see the flaming butthole. Your butthole will be flaming, and you will not be able to sit down until you have a flame coming out of your butthole. And there'll be people walking around all over America with flames coming out of their butthole.
This begs the question, Rob Dog.
Yeah.
You think he's right?
Maybe, yeah. He might be. I don't know. My favorite thing is that if I had no idea what he would look like, and if you just described him to me, like, I need you to draw me a picture of a black pastor that talks about flames coming out people's buttholes, yeah. I think I would draw this guy.
Yeah, he looks like his shits really stink. So I think he might be confused in this video right here. I think he's just...
I like his suit,
the one who takes it up the rear. The one who has a penis injected in his butthole.
Injected?
When that penis comes out, the flame will start burning. Because ain't nobody going to stick no penis in that flame. That flame will be...
I don't speak for me, Pastor David Manning.
You don't know what I like, buddy.
I'll walk straight into the motherfucking fire. I don't care, Pastor David Manning. Thank you so much for being on the show.
I love that guy.
Today,
good for him.
Mr. Manning.
He's killing it.
I've for a couple weeks now, I've just had a block of what we should do. And we just bounce back and forth, and we can just never figure it out.
All of our good episodes are episodes that require a lot of research.
Yeah, they are.
And we just push those back and push them back and push them back.
And I'm starting to come... And one thing I've never wanted to do was a 9/11 episode.
Yeah.
Because I just felt like...
That's asking for fights.
Not only that, you and I don't have super passionate feelings about the topic of 9/11.
Yeah.
I think we're educated about the topic, but
Mm-hmm.
I think in that topic, I think there has to be kind of like a good guy, bad guy kind of thing. Someone that thinks something happened and someone that I don't think anything happened. Or you kind of do think things happen.
Yeah, I could see how people think that there is something that would happen. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happened that should be explainable but isn't.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's do a 9/11 episode this week. And then I sat there and I thought about it. And I'm like, I got to poop. And I came back and I said, I'm definitely not doing a 9/11 episode this week. Then I went to something else and I talked to Rob. I'm like, let's do FEMA camps. He's like, all right. No. It came down to the wire yesterday. I had absolutely
Yeah, man.
nothing.
I was expecting FEMA camps and you completely
We
threw a
this-
curveball,
we
man.
threw this together.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're doing how to fake your own death. And the reason I come to this, Rob's been having a lot of problems lately. Before, let me look this up real quick. God damn it, because this is before we go any further, if you are having problems with the thoughts of suicide, you can contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255. Tell them Nicholas sent you. So if you are having problems like that,
like they're gonna fucking know who Nicholas is.
No.
Okay.
No. I called him for some research for this topic. So if you're we're not making fun of
Not at all.
Suicide, because that sucks and it hurts. But we are talking about people like Rob, whose truck's blown up.
Who's broke as fuck.
Oh, yeah, and I was right there with you a few months ago when my truck blew up, or my car blew up in the summertime, and I'm just like, dude. So it's like we're just passing the bad juju back and forth.
For real.
And then Rob, I always call him, and when he calls me, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm getting ready to fucking jump off this fucking bridge. Or I'll call him, and I'll say, what are you doing? He's like, getting ready to go into oncoming traffic. I don't care anymore. So I said, you know what? Let's give him an out. Let's give him options this episode.
Yeah, this is sweet.
So we're talking about how to fake your own death.
I just want to go back in time to when I was a wee lad, maybe 15, 16, wishing that I was a fucking adult and slap the shit out of
Dude, I just think about whenever I was 13 or 14 and I wanted my driver's license so badly that there was nothing I wanted more in the entire world. And flash forward, I've been driving for like 16 years.
Driving's cool, but everything else that comes along with it is awful.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad. So
it was cool when we started driving and gas was like fucking under $1.
I had like $100 I threw in my glove box one year, and it lasted me an entire year for gasoline when I was 16.
Right.
Took my last paycheck of the summer, took $100 of it, threw it in the dashboard, and it's amazing the shit didn't get stolen. But that lasted me the entire year for gas.
That's crazy, man.
Simpler times. Mm-hmm. I can't do anything with $100 now. I can't even buckle my jeans for $100.
No.
Out of control.
No, that won't even pay for the water that I use to flush my shits down the toilet.
Yeah, I feel you, dude.
You feel me?
Yeah, keep that poop knife right there.
Exactly.
Oh, we're gonna give you options, Rob Dog.
Okay, good.
Oh, I skipped right past the article. This guy paid a prostitute with a cheeseburger.
Hey.
And we're just gonna leave it at that. We're skipping past
hungry.
it.
Okay.
We're already 15 minutes in.
TLDR.
Yeah. And now maybe, or maybe not, a quick message from our sponsors. Now this is called pseudocide. Not suicide, but pseudocide.
Yeah.
This is the act of faking your own death.
I like that they have a technical name for it. That's pretty sweet.
It does, and it begs the question: what would make a person want to fake their own death? Right. So there was a few different reasons on a few different websites I went to. The first one, to escape drug charges.
Okay.
That could feel like, and there were some stories that went with some of these, and I didn't notate some of them. Some of them I did. But this was the first reason to escape drug charges. And I could see how there's people in our prison system here in America that are doing life in prison for peddling marijuana right now.
Crazy.
It is completely flawed. It makes no sense at all. So for me, if I was, I guess, dealing mushrooms or something, I really want to try mushrooms. I don't know where to get them. People say you get them off horse shit.
Cow shit.
Yeah. But I shit like a horse, so I could probably just use my own poop. Think about the mushrooms that would come off my poop.
Oh, dude. Big skyline shit.
Oh, these taste like onions real bad. Oh, so bad. Yeah. And another reason, that you might want to fake your own death is because you have a mistress. And that seems to me that would be the biggest reason why someone would want to fake their own death, is to shack up and run away with their mistress. That's an easy out, because the more complicated of the two is to obviously kill your significant other, which that you run the serious risk of being taken away from not only your mistress, but your significant other as well.
You're striking out everywhere.
You're essentially going to prison to deal with someone like me who pees in your pillowcase.
There you go. Smashes your TV.
Yeah, we call that the aqua sack whenever you pee in the pillowcase like that. And I got really stinky pee, too. It doesn't matter what I do, it always smells like I've had asparagus.
I love it.
My doctor said something about an infection, and I looked at him and I said, "You're not a fucking doctor." And I don't think he is. I really think he might be a witch doctor or something like that, because he sucks at diagnosing me with stuff. And I've known the guy for a long time.
Yeah.
He's huge, and he didn't stick his fingers in my ass.
Oh.
But I asked him to, and he said, "You're not."
You're here for a general checkup.
He said, "You're 25. You don't need that yet." Yeah. So I can never really get what I want out of him, is what I'm saying.
Just shut up and milk me, Doc.
Yeah. So this goes along with the mistress thing. It says, are you trying to turn yourself up?
I turned myself up, but then I turned you down, so I turned you back up.
This doesn't affect that at all. This only affects the SD card.
Oh.
These affect that up there.
I hit this one down, and I just put it back where it was at.
Okay, all right. I saw you messing. I was like, I need to let him know that he's not doing anything.
No. I just,
okay.
I bumped it, and I just put it back where it was at.
We have no idea what we're doing here at the Brohio Studios. I'm so glad you're here with us to go through all that.
Oh, yeah.
This is about this guy got whatever he was going to do as far as faking his own death because of a mistress. This comes from a movie or book called The Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin. This was a labor politician named John Stonehouse, and he was a junior mister under Harold Wilson. This is obviously from the Great Britain, because I have no...
I was going to say, I don't know what the fuck that means.
A junior mister sounds like something with extra chocolate I would order at Dairy Queen.
Junior minister.
I don't know. And Stonehouse faked his death on November 20th of 1974 by dumping a load of clothes on a beach in Miami so that people would assume he drowned or he'd been eaten by a kraken, which is what was presumed, when in fact he'd run off to Australia to live with his mistress and secretary, Sheila Buckley. He was found out when police noticed a load of money being transferred out of his bank accounts, and 6 months later he was dragged back to the UK and charged with 21 crimes.
Oh my gosh.
Including fraud, theft, forgery, conspiracy to defraud.
I better been some good pussy, boy.
Then it turned out he was a double agent for the Czech Communist government.
Oh my gosh.
As if none of that stuff...
Holy shit.
You want to talk about getting your butt cheeks split apart. That guy got it all whenever he went to prison.
That's a twisting, turning road right there.
And this next reason why you might want to fake your own death is probably the only reason I would want to do it, because I'm such a vain, compulsive piece of shit. And it's to see how people would react to your death.
Man, I would... That's big for me. I want to see that.
6 times a day, I get on Facebook and turn my account into a legacy account.
R.I.P.
You know I gotta do it right now. In the arms. I want it to be like MySpace. When you come to my page, it queues up.
Yeah.
In the arms. You don't want it to play that or Mambo Number 5 by Lou Bega.
Oh, dude, that'd be a banger.
It is a banger for sure.
Yeah, I just want to see how many people that I don't even talk to say that I was their best friend.
I remember we were in high school and I was getting my wiener sucked by him. I looked down and we locked eyes. He used to call me Terry Berry Suck My Harry. He called my girlfriend Old Ham. You mean piece of shit. Sorry guys.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry guys. One of our old friends from high school saw my wife this week, and not our friends.
Yeah,
I don't know if he listens or not. I'm not going to say his name, but he
yes
perpetually walks around your old neighborhood.
Yes. He messaged me asking if that was her. I was like, I don't know, man, but I'm pretty sure it is her.
Yeah. So he's like, "Tell Nick I saw what's up."
It's
she
so
came
funny.
home and she's like, "I'm really creeped out right now, and I want you to protect me." I'm like, "I got you, babe. I got you. Come here. Get into my arms. I'll take care of you." Now, another reason you might want to fake your own death, this is a really good reason as well, because you've got problems with the mob.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second. Did I read that? Yeah, I already read that one. No, I copy and...
You just, it's... Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I copy and pasted the wrong thing right here. But essentially there was a guy in Cleveland. And
Amateur hour.
He was doing... he was a machinist, I believe.
Okay.
And the mob found out what he could do as a machinist, so they wanted some off-the-record silencers made. The police also knew what he could do, and they said, "Hey, we want some of those off-the-record silencers as well." So he was going to the mob. The mob was coming to him, and the police were coming to him to get off-the-record, whatever. I think you have to have a stamp or some type of tax stamp or something for a silencer. I don't. Maybe not. I could be wrong. I think you have to have a tax stamp for a fucking machine gun or some shit like that.
Leave it to Cleveland.
It's gun talk, and I'm not really good. I like, I keep that motherfucking thing on me, but I don't know much about, all
silencers,
machine guns.
None of that pussy shit.
Right. I want my gun to go bang when I pull that goddamn trigger.
This is fucking America, dog.
I don't need no silencer.
I want it to shake my balls when I shoot it.
I want a silencer for my butt. Can I get one of those? And he was in bed with the police and the mob found out what he was doing for the police, so they fucking blew his car up with him not in it, and the police said, "We're gonna take you to fucking jail for doing this stuff for the mob." So obviously this guy, he ended up faking his own death. I don't know how he did it, but he did have to end up faking his, and it went well for a few years, I think, but they ended up finding him out, and he went to prison. He didn't die, which is good. But he did end up going to prison and doing a lot of time.
That's so fucking shady. Like, we're going to let you do some illegal activity for us, but not for them.
Yeah. And
they're the police.
But I think this is back in the 60s or 70s.
Yeah, I figured it wasn't.
And he was in bed with the mob, but he was also doing stuff for the police, so.
Hey.
But talk about having the world by the balls whenever it was going on. He probably
getting that Skrilla, dude.
That motherfucker probably felt like he was 10 foot tall and goddamn bulletproof, honestly. And do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Call a lot of friends, get a lot of favors done.
Money, man.
And the next one you might want to fake your own death is because your Verizon account, you need to get out of that bitch. There was one guy who was...
Ooh, tell me about it, buddy.
He manufactured documents, death certificates, and some other things to make it look like he passed away. And then he had his best friend send him to Verizon and said, "Look, you got to let him out of the contract." I think it was only $150 too. Usually when I get my early termination stuff, I remember when I was 18, I got an early termination from T-Mobile. They said, "This would be $3,000.
Yeah, fucking right.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that. And his buddy sent his documents in to have him fake his death. And
yeah.
Verizon eventually figured it out. So it did come full circle. They got that money,
Which begs me to say, if you work for Verizon and you can cut me a fucking deal, message me on Facebook.
Yeah, God,
Rob Schmidt, that's me. I need a fucking break. I pay way too much.
Yeah, dude, cell phones are expensive, man.
Yeah, I
I know it may seem corny, but that prepaid, like,
It's almost $300 fucking a month for my shit.
that straight pay,
That's crazy.
and Total Wireless stuff, those are all the same towers.
Yeah.
But you just feel like trash buying that stuff.
Yeah. I ain't gonna go to Metro PCS. Fuck you.
Right, but it's, well, you just don't tell anybody.
No.
Right. When people ask, who's your phone service through? Just be like, Ameritech. I don't fucking know. Someone, yeah.
Company that doesn't even work anymore.
Alexander Graham Bell. That's who my phone service is through. Thanks a lot for your contribution.
A long curly cord hanging out the end of it.
My mom and dad, they have their phone disconnected because no one calls it anymore. Their home phone. Well, they still have.
Besides angry fans.
Oh, yeah. That was right at the end. Oh, it pissed me off so bad. But they still have their phones hanging on the wall there, and the kids will pick them up and just be like, Paisley, mostly. Hello? Yeah. And she's talking the phone. So
she's my favorite.
Kind of keeping the dream alive, you know.
She's a terror.
That, yeah, she is. I took her to the aquarium today. She's a terrorist. She tried to punch a sea turtle through the glass. Get it? Tried to fucking crack it. And one of the last reasons here, excuse me, you might want to fake your own death is to get out of a breakup. A lot of people don't like confrontation. I, for one, I'm not one of those people. If you want to confront me, I'll confront you back, and we can just be confrontational for hours until...
I'm not a fan of it.
Until you tap out. And
I'm the best arguer in my head. I'm one of those people that sits there and contemplates what you would say in a confrontation.
Right. Yeah.
Like I plan it, and I'm like, always fucking win. I'm like, oh yeah, well, blah, 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 blah.
See, one thing that I've inherited from my father is I've got a bit of wit, so anytime people try and argue with me, I'm really quick to give it back. And I will say things because people don't know if I'm a good fighter or not. They just see that I've got a head like a bastard tomcat and shoulders like Frankenstein. They're just like, do I want to fight with him? Because if he does hit me one time, I might die, or I might not be able to punch my way out of a wet paper bag. Who knows? But at least I'm fat enough that I can say, you can shove it up your fucking ass.
Whatever you do, just don't run around me.
This ain't a race, okay? I'm not doing a race. I didn't agree to no races. My buddy Rob, he's the racist.
Oh, man. That was well played.
That was good.
That was really good.
I'll circle back to that one later when we're not recording. You're going to be like, I really didn't like that one. We can get that out of there.
Once again, for the record, I am not racist.
No, he's not. He's not. I promise. All right, so I got a step-by-step guide, a couple things to go through here. I got one from Wiki Steps or some shit like that, and then
there's a wiki for everything.
There is. Oh, God, there was one something bunny. I don't even remember what it was. I do need to cite it in my resources to do the right thing. But step one, you need to decide whether or not you really want to do this. Faking your death is against the law almost everywhere. Does your situation really warrant a death fake?
Yes.
Rob's case, yes.
Well, I got taxes coming up, so I might be okay after that.
Okay, yeah, you'll be fine after that.
Yeah.
Can you just move away? Are you being melodramatic? Are there any alternatives? You should only do this if you keep feeling that faking your own death is the only way to start over or escape and you have no viable alternatives. Understand the implications of faking your own death. You'll be able to have no contact with any friends or relatives. If you decide to let them in on it, they'll most likely call the police or betray you in the end.
Shit, Tupac's done it for 30 years.
Yeah.
You get away with it.
Machiavelli. If you must let anyone know, try an understanding friend who will, for whatever reason, never rat you out to the police.
I'd come to you.
Family or general public.
I have faith.
Come to my funeral, and listen, and I want to get this out there so everyone knows it. When I do die, I don't want a funeral where people come stand over my dead body and cry. That is not me. That is a bag of bones that's had the organs harvested and returned to cinder because they're not good organs.
Yeah.
Just cremate me and everyone come together and tell fun stories about the joy that I brought you for the few moments.
Fucking smoke my ashes, bro.
Yeah, smoke my ashes. Smoke my ass.
Smoke my ass.
But when I die, you're going to get a phone call like 6 months later from a Puerto Rican area code. You're going to say, these fucking bill collectors will not stop. And I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Rob Dog, it's me. It's the chick from the Blue Chew ad, the one that was eating your butt and sucking your dick the way you like it real good." And you're gonna be like, "Oh, I thought you were dead, man."
Man,
I'm in a conga line down in Puerto Rico.
I wouldn't even know how to feel.
I'm a cab driver. I've got dreadlocks. My penis stinks. All I do is drink protein. I live off protein powder and goat milk.
So just like real life, but you have dreads.
I'm huge. I can rip a palm tree out of the ground with my bare hands.
Oh man, that's cool.
And tell them about step 2 there, Rob.
Sure. Step 2 is stop using anything that will be traceable back to you, you fucking idiot. Understand that you cannot use email accounts, memberships, cell phones, or any other personal details from your old life.
Planet Fitness, we got you down as dead. No, I really got to work on my abs today.
Now, this, of course, in this modern day is probably going to be the trickiest of all things to get sorted out before you actually do the deed. Now, since money is necessary to start your new life, gradually withdrawing cash from an account leading up to your fake death and leaving things behind like credit cards and other documents, clearing it completely may, of course, arouse suspicion. However, if you're in a hurry, draw out a massive amount, but leave little behind to erase suspicion.
That's such good advice. This is good stuff. Step 3 here. Watch out for little things that may give you away. Avoiding acting fishy beforehand. So I don't know what it means to act fishy, but don't fucking do it. I had some shrimp last night. It was wonderful. Also, remember not to use personal laptops, computers, or mobile phones. You already read this one, right?
It went in that a little bit.
Okay. Unless you can change the SIM card. Afterwards, these can be used to trace you once you're gone. Plus, people might notice that they're missing.
Okay.
Take that next one.
Yeah. Decide on a death method.
This is my favorite.
This is awesome. So suicide is probably the easiest bet. While it may be hard for loved ones to stomach, if it's obvious your death is a suicide, innocent people won't be accused of your murder. Also,
all right, that's good. Keep your wife out of it.
Exactly, because of course they're going to be the first suspect. Now, also, suicide is more open and shut case. Chances are people will be less searching of CCTV footage and personal records, or etc., if they know you killed yourself rather than mysteriously disappearing. Also, pick a suicide method that means there is no body to be found.
Oh, that's good advice.
Or failing that, where it would be very difficult to find. Did I read that right? That's worded weird. A common one might include jumping off of a bridge and leaving a note that implies you're about to go through with it. The body may not be found easily, were it actually there, so police would be less suspicious if there isn't one.
Step number 5, just do it, okay? That's what people...
Kill yourself or fake it.
People...
Just fucking do it.
People write me all the time. They say, I want to start my own podcast. What should I do?
Don't.
Just do it.
Don't do it.
Get it out there. Just do it.
Be prepared to fail.
Be prepared to fail. Be prepared to not like it.
Speaking of failing, we got 2 days left to vote for Dayton's best podcast.
Yeah, I put it on the Facebook
Posted on
today.
Facebook today. I saw that. I was going to make one, and that's all you did it.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
So do it. Plant a note for your suicide before disappearing. Travel out of the city as far as you can and start again with a new identity. Just be free. And there was a more in-depth guide here that I latched onto from, I think it was something bunny.com. I don't remember what it was. I do need to look into that. And their step number 1 is eliminate all contact with people from your old life.
That's sad.
Unfortunately, most people who've faked their own death screw up this part of the process by cashing in on the insurance check they hope to get or getting a speeding ticket. If you want to get away with it, you've got to disappear completely. Start by hiding out for a few weeks somewhere close by, like a cheap flophouse hotel for a few weeks to lay low. Load up on groceries and hide out watching detective shows on TV while the police decide to give up on finding you. When you have to go out, wear a disguise. And
I just imagine someone going out wearing those fucking those thick glasses with the big nose and the mustache on it.
Brohio podcast at gmail.com. If you do decide to fake your own death, just hit us up on the email and we will help you out with a disguise.
Definitely.
We will send you Western Union. We'll get you taken care of. Eventually, you'll have to start making your way elsewhere so you can go about the process of finding your new life. And we'll pass it to you for their step 2.
Sure. Step 2 for them is come up with an alternate identity, which makes perfect sense. So who do you want to be now that the old you is dead? A suave gambler and poet from South Carolina who decided to forego his family's tuna cannery inheritance to move to Australia to work on cars? That's pretty intricate.
I like it.
A small town bartender who had to move to the bright lights of LA. Decide who you want to be and start fucking working on it, man. Let's see. Oh, this is also me as well.
It is.
Next would be your new name. Practice signing it, saying it, and introducing yourself with your new name. Make it awesome. Jackson St. Bloodrock. Pleased to meet you.
Jackson St. Bloodrock.
That's so good.
I just named myself Bloody Dick.
Bloodcock.
What's your name? Bloody Dick.
Next would be your new style. How will you craft your new image? Get clothes that are different from your old way of dressing and that will mask the new you people might see in the old you. Dress in such a way that you're able to walk past your own mother on the street and she'd never notice you. Mine wouldn't anyways. Grow a beard, shave your head, change your hair color, embrace leather.
Embrace leather.
Do whatever you need to cultivate a completely different style. And last but not least in this category would be your story. What will you tell people about yourself? How will you introduce yourself? How can you get away with masking your old identity when you meet new people?
Do you know what persona you would take on if you had to start over? What you would be?
I don't. I haven't thought about it.
I would just be, I'd probably just be a Navy SEAL for sure. They'd just take one look at me and they'd say, no, he's not, but we're not going to question it.
Maybe someone who's just down on their luck looking for a new beginning.
But the thing is about Navy SEALs, the people that tell you they're Navy SEAls, they're not really Navy SEAls.
They're never Navy SEAls.
It's people that don't say, that just look like they've lived in a bush for 2 months.
Yeah.
And you think, I think that guy might be a Navy SEAL. That's usually the one that's a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
Also, I would just tell them I'm like a candlestick maker that... Well, first I was a butcher, then I was a baker, now I'm a candlestick maker. I would suck so bad trying to be someone I'm not. I would not be good at it at all. I'd be so conflicted and torn at all times. I would just stop using toilet paper because that's what the old me used to do.
Yeah.
I would just quit wiping my ass and just walk around and stink. I'm so against stinking and smelling bad.
Oh, I hate it. It's one of my biggest fears.
But you would have to change that to completely do a 180 of who you used to be. You just have to stink all the time. You just have to pour vinegar on and this is how I had a lot of I went to school with a lot of ugly people. In order to get them to stay away from me, I would pour vinegar on my crotch. And I would just stink like crotch vinegar all the time.
Yeah, I didn't shower and wore Jinko jeans, so that's what I did. It worked like a fucking charm.
Jinko jeans. More room for your dick and balls.
Yeah.
More room for your pork knuckle.
Dude, I was so comfortable in those.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
So much airflow.
Don't tell them that. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, we all the people that were like me went through that phase.
Oh, step 3, you got to make a fake ID.
Yeah, you do.
Once you've gotten your new identity hammered out, you're using it to introduce yourself as Horace McGillicuddy.
That's a good name.
Find or consider crafting your own fake documents that will let you start your new life. And if anybody needs help with that, I'm really good at forging signatures. So if you need some documents signed by Bill Clinton or I can sign anyone's name. It usually takes me about 2 dry runs, and then on the 3rd time, I fucking nail it. I'm really good at forging signatures.
Yeah.
Rob's left-handed, so it's like he's almost like he's a high-functioning autistic, but
yeah. I faked my mom's signature so many times my senior year I had to do community service. Because I missed so many days.
God, man. You got to do community service?
I did.
Where'd you have to go?
The school.
Oh, okay.
I did it.
Pick up trash.
Worked in the library.
Scrub cum stains off the urinals and stuff.
Just put books back where they belong. And really, honestly, I didn't do shit.
Let me tell you something. You've never experienced the full zest of life until you've leaned dick first into a urinal, just with a little turtle mouth up against the porcelain, and just jerked one off right into a urinal.
Just blew one off?
Yeah. You got to keep in contact with the porcelain there, though.
Yeah.
It's like, it makes you feel like you're a wolf and you're drinking directly from the stream is what it feels like.
Okay.
To me.
Okay.
Honestly.
I get that.
For all you ladies listening, a urinal is a giant toilet that hangs off the wall in the men's bathroom. We piss into it. It's absolutely disgusting because the piss...
Sometimes shit.
If you are me. I've shit in a urinal before. Have you?
No, I never have.
I think I've told this story before on here.
Maybe.
At the prison, I worked in the chow hall, and they had a bathroom in the back of the kitchen that the officers used. We didn't really use it that much. It was mostly the food service staff that worked there. They used it. And they had this big, gnarly-looking urinal that stuck about 4 feet off the wall. It was fucking... This kitchen was brand new.
It was like a fucking trough.
And I had to... It was. I had to poop so bad one day. And my buddy from... I'm not going to say his name. Not going to rat him out. He said, you should shit in the urinal. And I said, you know what? That's a good idea. I feel like I should shit. And I straddled this urinal. It was like sitting on a canoe fucking butt naked.
Yeah.
It was so long, and I pooped in the urinal. I just cut it off in there. And I stepped away and I started, putting my stuff back, and I look, and it's like the slotted drain. It doesn't have a big hole.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I just waited. And there was this old food service dude. He was a super old, like, OG black guy. And he said, hey, man. He was OG. So he's like, hey, man. I was like, yeah, what can I do for you? Usually they would tell me, like, I think this inmate has drugs, or I think he's doing... And he'd be like, I don't really know how to say this, but someone does shit it in the urinal. He put about 4 EDs at the end of it. He said,
Shitted it.
He said, somebody done shitted it up in the urinal. I said, they did what? He said, yeah, bro. They shitted it up in the urinal. I said, well, we better get somebody in there and clean that up.
I just love how he was just like, fuck this.
And that's the cool thing about working in a prison. You can just walk up to any inmate and be like, you have to mop the floor. So I went up to this dude, and this dude was always super respectful, and he never talked back, and he would do anything you tell him to do. And I just walked up to him. And he was in prison for some really fucked up circumstances. He was on a drug bender in a hotel over the weekend with his wife, and he wouldn't let her leave the hotel. And he got charged with rape and abduction for like just chilling in the hotel doing drugs with his wife all weekend.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just
that's some fuck shit right there.
Super smart guy. But I was like, hey, someone shit in the urinal and you got to get it out. He said, and I'll never forget his reaction. He's like, every fucking day. It's like he started to snap, and I was like, wait. Is this happened before? He said, this is the second time today that someone's pooped in that urinal.
Oh my god.
I just like later on that day I went and looked, and I said, you know what? I can see someone confusing that thing for a toilet because it's such an oddly shaped urinal.
He said every fucking day.
Someone used to take a shit in that urinal every day, and he'd have to ladle it out like a dead frog.
It's always him. Whenever he palmed it.
He definitely waffle stomped it, dude. He just went there and smashed it up in there. Oh, God. He probably used the soup ladle to get it out. And
poor guy had no idea about the big fucking tree trunk you left in that fucking urinal.
Yeah. He said, I don't know what to do with this one. It hurt my ankle trying to stomp it.
He had to put on fucking work boots. Steel toe boots to stomp those fuckers down.
Oh, rain boots.
Rain boots.
Oh, and number 4 here. Go somewhere you'll be unknown. God. Flying will likely be out of the question unless you've got some great forged documents, but try making your own somewhere far off by hitchhiking safely or taking the bus for cheap. And I think that I fucking hate the way truckers smell, so I probably wouldn't be a good hitchhiker. You ever heard of trucker bombs? Where they piss in a bottle and throw it out the window?
Yeah.
Those are fucking gross. Truckers, some of them are pretty... There's some really clean ones. There's some really good dudes out there. We got a lot of truckers who listen to the show. There's a lot of good dudes out there that are truckers, but there's some that are just fucking vile, disgusting animals. It's the worst.
Oh, definitely. You'd expect that kind of, though.
Oh, yeah.
Next, we got work under the table. So that means go out to eat, find a guy sitting by himself, suck his dick under the table. There you go. Job done.
What?
The pleasure. Well, I'm trying to start a new life, and I've missed the sweet taste of penis.
No. I digress. So this is declaring taxes will be difficult, so working under the table and staying on the move will keep you relatively safe.
Go to Home Depot around 5 a.m. There's going to be a big fat white guy drinking coffee that's going to pull up around 5:30. He's going to say, $10 an hour, roofing. Get in the back of the truck, go with him. That's...
Take it.
Yeah.
Take the job.
Take it.
So consider working migrant laborers, heading west and checking out farm labor or other contract work that will be easier to get away with for under-the-table work. Mushroom picking in Oregon or California can be lucrative, as well as detasseling in Indiana, whatever the fuck that means, or peach picking in Georgia. Move around and see the country.
Oh, it all works. And you gotta lay low. Becoming a public figure probably isn't the best idea. Get ready to live a quiet and simple life, socializing little and maintaining a mysterious mist around yourself. Ooh. I've got a mysterious mist you can surround yourself with. When people start to get too close to you, it's time to move on. Stay away from tourist locations and landmarks. There will be cameras everywhere that may capture your image. Moreover, there's an increased chance that some of those vacationers knew the old you. Wear a hoodie drawn over your forehead if you don't want to be seen clearly. Just walk around with a fucking hoodie up all the time. And that is pretty much concludes that step by step. Then there's, I can't recall where exactly I got this from, but it kind of gives you a more in-depth, so the
There's other itemized list of things you might need.
If you recall earlier in the episode, we talked about committing suicide, just walking into the ocean, whatever.
Yeah.
This gives you the guide on how to do this if you got a body lined up. It tells you how to line a body up, because this is going to be a lot more believable if there's a body, But I think that would
look at the first season of Stranger Things.
Yeah,
look what happened to Will.
That would be so hard to do.
A fake body.
Oh yeah.
They all thought he was dead.
What if they tried to use me as your body double? Oh, he's really bloated. He really swelled up there in the afterlife, didn't he?
Hey, shit happens, man. The body works in mysterious ways.
Got a big old ball sack on him now. He didn't have that back in 2007. The first thing you're going to need is a body. This has to be someone with a similar genetic makeup as you, as death can only hide so much.
So we wouldn't be able to just have find an Asian body or a black body.
Where would you go to find? It wouldn't work. Where would you go to find another Rob Dog? I'd go to Golden Corral to find a Nicolicious.
Hey, you over there by the pork chops, come here out. I got something in this van out here I want you to see. I got a new vape flavor.
I would go somewhere that wasn't within 1,000 feet of a school.
Excellent. Superior. They can't have any scars. They can't have any tattoos that you do not have. They can't have anyone who checks up on them.
Jeez.
And
that's sad.
It is very sad. And they can't have been arrested for anything. This is the hardest part of your whole quest to fake die. There are several ways that a medical examiner identifies a body, and you're going to need to fool each of them. And I think they probably do a quick breeze over in some instances, depending upon the circumstances of the death.
Yeah. Cut off the fingers, knock out the teeth. There you go. You're good.
We talked to the Fred and Larry. I can't remember their names. I know the real names, but I'm not going to say the real names.
Oh yeah.
She worked for the funeral, or
yeah.
We'd have to ask her, but I'm sure there's probably some autopsies or preparations they do. They just kind of breeze through sometimes.
Right.
Like, we know what it is. Let's just get this fucking thing over with. Put the corkscrew in his butt. This one's too fat for a corkscrew. Let's just get this thing over with. Fingerprints and DNA are often the easiest way to identify a body. After that, they're going to look up medical and dental records. This means pacemakers, surgical scars, abnormal genitalia.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the one. He's got an inverted penis. For sure the one.
That'd be me.
Whatever identifies you. We can't identify the wiener because it won't come out. After that comes body modifications. Do you have piercings or tattoos? And they do document that when you go into jail and you get arrested and stuff.
Yes, they do.
Does this body? Each of these is an essential factor to consider when selecting someone to die for you. If you have complicated tattoos, this method might not be for you, But be warned, by bringing someone else into your scheme, you are increasing your chance of failure. Now you have a tattoo artist who remembers you bringing this guy in to match your sick tribal coin.
Oh, can you do this Godsmack son with a small on my back?
Or whatever you got when you're 19. It just needlessly complicates things, so avoid it at all costs. And that gives us some quick methods on some circumstances you can surround your death with to make it seem believable.
Jesus.
Let Rob take that.
Yeah, the first one is something I'd never hope to do is die in a fire.
I'll do it right now. I don't fucking care.
I'll set myself on fire. I don't give a shit.
Fuck it.
Now that you've abducted your body, let's go to work. Fires happen every day, and sometimes, you know what, people die.
There's a fire in my pants right now.
It's unfortunate for them, but great for you. You'll need to establish a timeline with anyone from your old life without raising suspicion. Simple stuff like posting on your social media about having diarrhea, so you'll be staying in tonight. Trying to
Shit my pants. Not watching Grey's Anatomy tonight.
Trying to stay away from being too clever, so don't say something like, gonna watch Final Destination on Netflix, because that's too meta.
I need ideas.
And also, no one in their right mind is gonna watch Final Destination on purpose.
I beg to differ.
I do too. So here's the tricky part. You need to burn your body double alive. Not only that, but the fire needs to spread naturally, so no accelerant being used unless it has a reason to be there. So the fire/arson investigator will catch that immediately, of course. You can't kill your body double first because smoke inhalation wouldn't happen. So,
Okay.
how do you get someone to die in a fire without trying to escape? That's the $1 million
I need
question.
you to hold real fucking still for a second, pal. We're gonna do some really cool stuff. Watch these fireworks.
So you could break their legs, but then you'd have to make it look like an accident, and now that's something else you got to worry about. You can't tie them down or drug them because that would show in post-mortem reports. Suggestion is become a hoarder.
Okay, yeah.
So this pushes back your timeline.
My children.
Yeah, exactly. So I know it's not an option for everyone, but it becomes incredibly helpful. So for at least 6 months, collect newspapers, magazines, anything that burns quickly. Make sure you have some old oil-soaked rags around.
I'm not done with that jug of piss.
So just clean your fat folds for a little while. Keep them around as well. Maybe maybe next to the piles of batteries and empty booze containers you got sitting next to your fucking recliner. You'll want to make sure that the piles of filth block most entrances and exits, making it harder for first responders to get there.
That would be so much fun to do that.
That sounds like a fucking blast.
Live in your squalor.
Exactly.
I
Just shit
love
your
it.
pants and fucking wipe your ass with rags and
I
throw them
love
on the
watching
floor.
hoarders.
Oh, dude, it makes me feel so much better about
I
myself.
haven't opened up that box of Captain Crunch yet. Don't throw it away.
So another thing you'll want is a lot of steel wool, and I'll explain why in a second.
That's what
This is
crackheads
getting
use.
so good, it really is. Now that you have your accelerants and impedance in place, impediments. I said impedance.
It's impedance.
Impedance. No,
I got one. It's impedance. It's something that stops you from walking around. Impedance.
it's spelled impediments.
Okay, okay, you're right.
Impediments.
I only got one contact in, Rob.
I said impotence at first.
You got it. You win this time.
Close enough.
You win again.
We can get your body double ready. So get them nice and comfy on the couch and fill them with booze, just how you'll find me any day of the week.
He's dead.
You'll want your victim, your body double, blackout drunk for this, not only because it's vital in establishing a cause of death, but because it's more humane. So once your double is passed out and everything is blocked, knock over some 9-volt batteries into the steel wool.
Oh, yeah. That's how they used to light their cigarettes in prison, was batteries.
There you go. Yep, that'll do it. And make sure the steel wool is near flammable things, as it's about to get very hot. Not next to all your porno mags and fucking Reach magazines that you get from the Sunday newspaper.
Reach magazine.
That's a dating thing right there, so
You
sorry.
burned my fucking hothead coupons up. Now fucking tear this motherfucker.
The local coupon magazine.
Hotheads are a Dayton version of Chipotle. They have, it's like Chipotle all the way to the end, and then when you get to the end, they say, what kind of sauce would you like on there? And they have like 15 sauces you can put on your burrito, your bowl.
Yeah, their rice isn't as good, though.
I think their rice is better.
I don't.
I think their ingredients aren't quite as fresh, but I think the option of the sauce at the end
Sauce, yeah, this is really good.
Sauce is the
And
balls.
you can get spicy meat, which I love me some spicy meat.
Yeah, I know you do, pal. Keep reading the story.
Amen, brother. So, next, we got make your escape into the night and never look back. I don't suggest this method because there are far too many variables to consider.
No, this one seems pretty cut and dry to me. I think this is definitely the one to go for.
Horde, burn a body, get the fuck out. Every single thing has to go right or you're royally fucked. Not only that, but the victim might still be identified as someone that isn't you, and now you're wanted for kidnap, false imprisonment, arson, and murder. So, way to go, champ.
Method 2.
Method 2, go for it.
This one seems like it would work pretty well. An industrial accident. Again, we're going to need your body double for this. If you don't have time to make one at home, store-bought is fine. This method is similar to the fire, but needs more specialized equipment. I only suggest this approach if you already work near industrial equipment, and if it isn't out of character for you to work alone. Machines are relentless killing machines. They really are. Industrial machines will fucking tear you up. They're super helpful in automating our lives, don't get me wrong, but they will also efficiently kill you without remorse. You'll need access to a smashing machine, a grinding machine, or any other sort of machine that can render a body unidentifiable.
Wood chipper.
This here is to mutilate the body enough that there aren't any usable parts left to identify. The teeth are ground, the fingertips split and separated, bones and organs smashed. The only thing that should be found are parts of your wallet, work ID/name tag. Same as with the fire, you're going to need to set up a logical timeline. Why are you there by yourself? How did the accident happen? Do they still have to pay you? These are the critical questions for everyone to ask you, or to ask. As always, we're going to use a drinking problem to cover up any holes in our story.
Yes.
You'll need to establish a pattern of alcohol abuse leading up to your death. Frequently post on Instagram from shitty bars in the area. Rob already does that.
I'm there, man.
Get written up for working while buzzed about a week. Yeah, you gotta make this believable.
Yeah, buy into it, man.
Get written up for being sloshed at work a week or two beforehand.
Just an excuse to drink while on the job.
The night of, post something about how you're at a rager and got called into work to check something. Whatever makes sense in your line of work. Get the body ready by getting them blackout drunk and dress them in your clothes with your identification. Do what you have to do to get them in the machine, and don't forget to take out any surveillance that might be in the building for that night. That might make it look a little bit fishy.
Mm-hmm.
Best case scenario, everyone thinks it was an accident or a suicide. Do not leave a note, though. I know you've seen it in the movies, but in my experience, suicide victims rarely leave a note. You want this accident to get swept under as quickly as possible. The company doesn't want it out and will ask the police to do a quick investigation. This is true. Writing a note complicates all of that.
They want business to go back to normal as quick as possible.
Drawback to this are similar to the fire. Lots of little threads with the body. You've got surveillance everywhere. You need access to heavy machinery. Plus, you'll have to kill someone. No biggie. I wouldn't suggest you do this one unless you really have to. I feel like if you have a job line, a place of employment with not much surveillance, I feel like this one can work really well. Just tell them that you need you dropped your wallet and it's got $1,000 in it in this machine, and you need someone to help you get it out. And then when they reach in there, give them a little shove.
Push their booty a little bit.
Little buzz.
Hey.
Let them go through. Ride the lightning.
Yeah, ride the lightning. Exactly.
Flaming butthole.
Let's see. Next, you want to take this one?
Yeah.
Next, we got one which I may implement because I'm planning a cruise, Lost at Sea. I love taking cruises. They're so much fun. So, this is my favorite one because you don't actually have to kill anybody, and you get to learn a new skill. The new skill, what is that, you ask? Learning how to scuba. We all want to know how to scuba.
I have no fucking desire.
I don't give a shit either.
Keep me out of this.
Exactly. However, you may need to learn covertly. So what I suggest is learning from someone on Craigslist, very reputable, and showing up with your West. You just show up to someone's apartment and they fucking like, get in the tub.
Scuba Steve!
So showing up with a wetsuit hood and goggles already on. The dude instructing you will just think that you're some weird dipshit, but you're paying them enough and they don't give a shit. So once you learn how to scuba,
I'll teach you how to scuba for $100 an hour. Scuba this dick.
Yeah, exactly. Once you learn how to scuba, you need to plan your location. Excuse me. I suggest a pier or a jetty, whatever the fuck that is. That's some over the pond shit. Hopefully in a visible spot where people get around. Get familiar with the underwater terrain in the area, diving frequently. Do not join any sort of dive clubs. That's a thing. Is a dive club?
It is. Very
That's
popular.
wild. Do not socialize with divers or surfers, and do not buy any dive equipment with your credit cards. You do not want anybody to know you know how to dive or scuba. If possible, play it up that you've never learned how to swim.
This is just a. I do want to give credit where credit's due.
Sure.
This is all written by bunnyears.com.
Oh, bunny ears, yeah.
Bunnyears.com. So,
is that Macaulay Culkin's website?
I think it might be.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. So once you have your spot picked out and you're comfortable with the layout, you need to get a C-Bob or a C-Scooter-like device. Yeah, the C-Bob is like $30,000 and it goes 12 miles per hour. The C-Scooter is like $300 and it only goes 2 miles per hour. But plus you are faking your own death anyways. Pull out a loan. It's not like you need to fucking pay it back anyways. Who cares?
It's true.
Exactly.
You ain't getting this shit back, bro.
So now you're going to need to learn how to get comfortable diving in cold water. Of course, it's quite a shock if you aren't used to it, so start by taking cold showers and then try some night swimming. Once you are okay swimming in the cold for about an hour, you are almost ready to fake your death. Last, you need to plan your exit. Your tank should hold about 45 minutes of air, so start looking at exit points 30 minutes north or south of where you are. If you have the C-Bob, you can search 6 miles north or south. If you have the C-Scooter, you are only looking about a mile or so, which in some places is still the same beach. So you'll want to find a little cove or something that people don't frequently visit. But once you have your exit, it's time to fake your death. So the day of, you'll need to dive down to your location and stash a tank and your getaway device. After that, you'll need to visit your exit location and stash some towels and warm clothes. Clothes.
No, you take both.
I didn't see the E there. So that night, hang out with some associates and let them see you get drunk. Try not to actually be drunk, but play it up. Steer the conversation and activity towards showing off how cool you are by climbing on things. Climb on the jetty or pier and show off your slick skills before accidentally falling into the water. And once you're in the water, immediately dive down to your tank and getaway device and start heading towards your exit point. A few hundred feet away, take off your pants with your wallet and phone still inside. Take off your underwear. God damn it, take them off. If you wore it for some fucking reason. And then after a few thousand feet, take off your shirt. You want these to be found by the expert divers that are going to come out in an hour or so. When you get to your exit point, do not walk onto the sand. Roll out of the water till you are in soft sand. If you walk, you will leave footprints.
It's true.
If you roll, it doesn't look like anything. So it just looks like a fucking smudge.
I got a smudge I can show you.
It looks like a manatee washed up on shore here.
We're done recording. I'll show you a smudge.
Okay. So wipe off the sand, dry off, put on your warm clothes, and start your new life. Wow. What I like about this method is the lack of murder.
Yeah, true.
You want to fake your death, that's fine, but is it worth killing someone? The downside is there's a lot of planning work involved, but again, you are faking your own death, so what did you expect? You just give a guy some money and go on your way?
It seems like that would be a pretty good method as well.
It is a good method.
And then
I approve.
This is Money Talks, okay? This last one here is to bribe a medical examiner. This is probably going to be your best method to go, honestly. Move to some small town and make friends with the medical examiner so you know if they are cool with bribes. Start off small, trying to get them, just toss your salad a little bit for $10 or $15, then move on to bigger and better things. Pay them some money and explain your situation and let them know it'd be really cool if they could just file your death certificate. Heck, they might even hook you up with someone else's information. They won't need it because they are actually dead. This method is easy but comes with a lot of risks. And I feel like in the day and age we live in, with the, money can buy anything.
Hell yeah, it can.
And I feel like that could possibly work. So then this begged the question. After reading that, I said, how obtainable is it to get a new identity? So I did some searching around the web.
Nice.
Google wasn't working. I had to resort to my friend DuckDuckGo, which is an excellent...
Here comes another fucking review.
With an excellent search engine where you can find all kinds of hidden things all over the internet.
I found it within 2 seconds of looking on Google.
You think the frickin' Clintons killed people, do you? The only thing the Clintons killed was Jeff Epstein. They didn't kill anybody.
Whoever that guy was, go fuck yourself. He probably still listens.
He probably does.
Because we're simply irresistible.
That's very true.
There was another really good one we got a few weeks ago, and I felt kind of bad. Oh, let me see.
Another bad review?
It was a bad review, but the guy he confessed his love to us in the same breath.
What? I've never been a fan of like backhanded compliments. Makes me feel really insecure because I don't really know how to feel.
There's that one about you being a racist.
Yeah, fucking eat a dick.
Kind of back there. Someone says we have invasive advertising. Okay, it says, love the podcast. I have a guilty pleasure for crude humor and jokes, but it has come to a point where
I saw this one.
I can no longer take Jesus jokes and making fun of Christianity. I've been struggling with this for a while now because the podcast is so addicting that I would find myself getting upset and deleting you guys, and the next week re-downloading it because I need a laugh. I think it goes a little too far, though, with the Jesus jokes. Nick and Rob, as much as you hate to hear it, Jesus does love you, and he is real. I wish nothing but the best for you both, and I hate to stop listening to such a funny group of guys, but I can't do it anymore. I will not give you guys a 1-star review, though, because I really like you guys. I feel like I've known you all for a long time. Peace, Brohio.
It's weird because you sent me this one.
And
you sent me this, and like I even said, I was like, I don't really remember making any Jesus jokes. I feel like if it was anybody, it would have been me.
I have made some Jesus jokes for sure.
But I mean, come on.
And this is a very passive, respectful review, and I hope that...
I literally just made a joke about myself not being able to live within 1,000 feet of a school.
Yeah.
That's a child molestation joke.
No one's off limits here.
Yeah.
And I have had and continue to have somewhat of a relationship of what I believe is...
You're an ordained minister in the eyes of the Lord.
I am. I bring people together and I put them in relation. I marry people. I'm an ordained minister.
Well, I do appreciate the fact that he left a 3-star. He left a 3-star review, and hopefully, he downloads us back and listens.
I hope you come back, buddy. We love you. We'd love to have you back. And if you do send us an email, we'd love to chat with you sometime about how hard it is to listen to us and maintain your walk with Christ. Because I am a friend of Todd. I am a friend of Todd. You remember that one from last week?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yep. So you can hop on QZ.com in the dark web. It says, this is an article. It says, here's what your stolen identity goes for on the internet's black market.
Oh, yeah.
For around $20, you can buy a new identity. It says tens of millions of people have lost their private information, including me, in data breaches over the past few years.
$20?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, I'm only worth $20?
On the dark web.
I guess my credit's shitty enough.
Oh, you don't want this one.
We'll pay you to take him.
Yeah, just take this guy, please. But what happens after that, how the data are leveraged for financial gain remains murky. Many of those stolen records end up for sale on the anonymous, seedy area of the internet commonly known as the dark web.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, there's tens of thousands of these identities available on the dark web. That there is indeed a market for your data. In this article, they examined several different identities that were for sale. Though the transactions are usually illegal, marketplaces on the dark web function much like those on the popular internet. Prices for stolen identities vary based on factors like quality, reliability, robustness, and the seller's reputation. I'm very robust.
Exactly.
The most expensive fools we examined from a vendor called Osama bin Laden.
That's so fucked.
This is listed at $454.05. The vendor explained in the listing that this was a premium identity with a high credit score.
Oh, damn, mine worth shit.
The ad says, hello, this ad is for USA profiles that have been freshly created and already currently have 720 credit scores.
Damn.
Or higher with no current bad history and no fraud alert. You can use profiles for your own identity to get loans, cars, housing, anything you can identify with a perfect credit. The profile will come with a full name, address associated with profile, social security number, date of birth, Credit Karma login to verify your credit score.
Damn.
The price is high because these profiles are pre-built and already have high credit scores, and you can use these identities as your own as long as you like. The second most expensive was $248. It came with an American Express card that the vendor claimed had a $10,000 spending limit on it. So it's pretty easy to just hop on the dark web and you can.
Credit card still available?
Can I get that, please?
Someone started GoFundMe.
Yeah, Rob started.
I need to raise $300.
I need to steal someone's data.
I'm not that desperate.
It seems like it'll probably work.
I'll sell a testicle before I do all that.
Oh, Jesus.
I already got all the kids I want. I don't need 2 testicles. That's being greedy.
Take my balls.
That's being
I
greedy.
don't need my balls.
Yeah.
The only thing I use my balls for is to get sucked on. I like getting my balls sucked on.
So if anyone was looking for a how-to guide, that little how-to tutorial, how to leave this Earth but not really leave this Earth and not go to space, we just gave it to you. I feel like there's a lot of good information in there.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot.
There's a lot of resourceful shit.
Do with it what you will.
Absolutely. That dark web thing's a little sketchy, though.
Yeah. Entertainment value, or if you want to act it out, send us an email. We'll keep your secret safe. We just want to know if you did it.
I would love to follow along, to be the only person, someone that fakes their death, and us be their only bridge to their old life.
Yeah, or if you have faked your death and you're listening to us right now, let us do an interview. We will change your voice. We will fucking use a VPN to do an interview with you, whatever you want to do.
And I'd love to hear from someone that's possibly been at the brink of faking their own death. What brought you to it? And like Rob said, we'll change your voice. We don't want to know who you are. We have nothing to benefit from this. So.
Or if you're under some certain instance where you had to have your identity changed.
Yeah, I would love to talk to someone. The one guy I know that
witness protection.
Witness protection. He's made it very clear that he does not wish to talk to me. He does wish to remain friends with me, but he does not want to talk about that. So
yeah, I get it.
I get it as well. And I was like, you know what, you're a fucking pussy. And he said, I don't need to talk about it anymore. And I said, you know what, you're a fucking pussy. And then it wasn't going any further than that. But I'd love to talk to someone that. The witness protection program is kind of what I'm hinting at here.
It's really cool. Yeah,
it is really cool.
Yeah.
So if you're hiding from someone or you're hiding with the aid of the government, hit us up. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, I see we'll end up doing an entire episode about that, but
show
in the future.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week. We'll have this out here in just a few minutes. It'll be hit your ear hole harder than I hit your mom's ear hole.
Oh, got him.
Yeah, so tell them the good news, Rob.
I fucking love ya. That's all you need.